Hey everybody, good morning after an insomniac night. This is Paul coming to you from the dank basement with a treasure that I found when I was digging out my old containers of snuff. A viewer, in fact, a couple of viewers suggested to me when I said I don't really want to buy any more nasal snuffs for the moment. It's not just a question of budget, it's a question of storage space. I've got more snuff than I will ever be able to use during my lifetime. And so I haven't been buying any, and they suggested, well, why don't you go back, dig out some snuffs you may have reviewed 9, 10 years ago, and see how they suit you now. Well, if you tuned in on Friday night for the ridiculous Pinch Witchy Squinty episodio called 10 Years of Snuffy Madness, which I posted in 2 parts, you saw that I opened the gigantic cooler full of tins of snuff. And these are snuffs that I have collected since I started taking snuff or started remembering to hang on to the tins. From about 2009, 2008, I started the channel in 2014. Some of the snuffs in there are very, very old, but most of them were bought after I started the channel in July of 2014. This is one of those. I imagine this to be right about 10 years old. This is the Kendall from Freiburg and Trayer. Kendall Brown. Although it doesn't say Brown on my Braille label here. My wife marked these for me in Braille. This one just says Kendall with 2 L's. Um, I recall that when I first reviewed this, I wasn't ready for it. I was not an experienced enough snuff taker. This is a traditional style of nasal snuff, and it uses something called Kendall tobacco, or the Kendall style, the Lakeland style. I was not familiar with that, nor with the perfume essences that are typically added to Lakeland tobaccos. It's a love-hate thing even among pipe smokers, whether you like Lakeland essence or not. Now this one I thought was a little too soapy when I first smelled it. It didn't agree with me at all. It lacked some of the citrus notes that I have found in other traditional style brown snuffs, uh, such as the Best Dark from Wilson's. Uh, and I just didn't like it. Now, I will say this, the lavender, whatever, has seemed to tame down a little bit in this. I'm not smelling anything bad. It's And again, this tin is at least 10 years old. So I'll just stick my fingers in here and grab a big fat pinch. This is my first pinch of the day. Might as well do it with a 10, 11-year-old snuff, right? Mm-hmm. Let's find out what we got going here. This is kind of a review because your tastes will change over time. I think back when I first bought this, I bought it just because it was an F&T and everybody said they were all great. And I just didn't have enough experience or enough knowledge about the snuffs I was taking to really appreciate that. So I'm hoping that I have a much better impression and that I can give you a higher rating on the squinty scale. So here we go. Cheers. Still got a pleasant burn. The condition of the snuff as far as grind and moisture is absolutely fine. Moisture is as good as when I bought this. The grind is a medium. There's a little bit of the soap, a little lavender there. I'm also getting a little more tonkin in this, or tonquin, tonka bean, however you wish to say it. Tonka bean kind of smells like vanilla, but it's not edible. Uh, if you've never smelled tonka bean, tonquin. I'm not getting really the geranium bourbon or anything else that I associate with Lakeland or Kendall tobaccos. It is a very, very, very nice brown tobacco, full of delicious tobacco scent. Definitely a burley base. Yeah, it's so good. This is amazing after 10 years of storage. So, Freiburg and Trayer, or Freiburg and Trayer, excuse me, Kendall. And I'm going to rate this on the squinty scale where 1 is disgusting and 5 is delicious. This is a 4.5 in its current condition. I think if I take a few more pinches of this, I might discover even more to like in it. It's slightly clogging. There is not a lot of forward drip. The back drip is there, the throat drip, but you have to work for it, and it is not unpleasant. I think that deserves another pinch of this. What do you think? Yeah, I couldn't believe it. I went to bed last night. No, I'm an old guy. I've been trying to practice sleep hygiene. And for me, because of, I guess it was based initially on my wife's work schedule, but we decided into bed by 10 and up in the morning at 6, kind of keeping farmer's hours. And I got to bed last night at 10, fell asleep, slept like a baby. My wife got up in the middle of the night to use the bathroom. She came back to bed. Her getting back into bed woke me up at 1:30, and I couldn't get back to sleep. So I just got out of bed, grabbed a shower, made some coffee, and came down here. And now I'm doing a little vid for you. And I hope you enjoy this. I hope you enjoy all my videos. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, hit that notification bell icon if you are subscribed to custom tailor your notifications. That way you will be more likely to be notified when I put up new material. Let's take another whiff of this marvelous Kendall snuff. Kendall Brown from Freiburg and Trayer. Bloody marvelous. Absolutely marvelous. I think I need to go make another cup of coffee. 4 out of 5 on the squinty scale. Nicotine is slightly higher than average. This has good nicotine delivery. Now remember, I've got a very high tolerance for nicotine, and yours might be lower, but for me, this rates 6 out of a 10-point scale where 1 would be almost no nicotine and 10 would be blow your doors off. This is about a 6. So it will be very satisfying for you, and I think it was a really good idea for a morning sniff. Although that being said, I will probably, when I get my hot coffee, follow this up with something medicated to open up these nostrils and clear the night away. From the dank basement, Paul Schallbetter. Have a lovely Sunday. God bless you, and we'll see you soon.